Welcome back to Chapter 2, Part 2. The 5 forces determine industry structure and potential for profit. In addition to company strategies, several external factors affect how those forces operate and can force companies to change their strategies. We will discuss 4 external factors: disruptive innovations, government policies, complementary services, and environmental events. A disruptive innovation is a new product or service, often springing from technological advances, that has the potential to reshape an industry. For example, companies began offering digital cameras that needed no film in the 1990s, transforming the industry within a few short years. A disruptive innovation brings a radical and unexpected breakthrough that first replaces lower-end products, but then rapidly overtakes even the high end of the market. Companies that cling to older models may eventually be out of business. The Internet itself is the largest disruptive innovation in the last century, and all the innovations it supports are transforming one industry after another. It fundamentally changes aspects of the 5 forces by reducing entry barriers for newcomers, empowering buyers with far more information about prices and competitors, and virtually eliminating switching costs for many products. In creative destruction, newcomers find ways to capitalize on the new technologies, while many incumbents resist change and seek ways to protect their old business models. Digital music, downloaded one song at a time, is one disruptive innovation made possible by the Internet that led to sweeping creative destruction in the music business. Industry leaders need to be alert to these disruptive innovations and should look for breakthrough opportunity themselves. Government policies and funding priorities can have dramatic effects on how industries operate and evolve. For example, patents reduce the threat of new entrants, while low-cost loans to small businesses can increase that threat. Organizations frequently lobby for government action to influence how the 5 forces operate and to improve industry profitability. For example, spending on lobbying by large technology companies has more than doubled since the late 1990s. Lobbyists concentrate on regulatory policy, taxes, government subsidies, and other issues that affect the industry. For example, lobbyists for state governments have pressed Congress to level the playing field and allow them to collect sales tax when state residents buy products from online retailers like Amazon. Optometrists once earned profits through contact lens sales, as patients used their new prescription to buy their lenses at the optometrist's store. When 1-800-contacts.com and other retailers began offering lenses at discounted prices, they lobbied to make it easier for customers to compare prices and buy elsewhere. However, the American Optometry Association also lobbied, and the 2004 Fairness to Contact Lens Customers Act contained regulations to appease both groups. Industries are interrelated, and events in one can influence the structure and profitability in another. For example, desktop publishing software makes computers more useful to small businesses that save money by developing menus, signs, and brochures in-house, which in turn benefits manufacturers of business computers, printers, and specialty paper. Companies are embedded in a complex ecosystem, an economic community that includes the related industries making complementary products and services, the competitors themselves, the suppliers, and also the consumers. Events in one arena, particularly a disruptive innovation, ripple through the whole community, affecting all players and the 5 forces for the industries involved. Some of the most powerful strategic moves come from visionaries who propose fundamental changes for all the industries in the ecosystem and persuade the others to come along. For example, Bill Gates articulated a vision for moving computing away from mainframes and onto the desktop. To succeed, there would need to be a standing operating system for software developers and peripheral manufacturers to build on and enrich the ecosystem with a compelling set of products and services. The Microsoft operating system began its ascent, eventually dominating the industry with almost 90% market share. Hurricanes, snowstorms, pandemics, earthquakes, strikes, and civil unrest can all have major effects on entire industries, sometimes without much warning. For example, the H1N1 flu outbreak triggered major downturns in the global travel and tourism industries. Rising energy costs and concerns over carbon emissions may also trigger waves of change. For example, supply chains that stress just-in-time deliveries may struggle to pay for the extra gas that just-in-time requires. Electronic commerce companies that rely heavily on shipping may need to increase their shipping fees, which could impact the competitive advantage over traditional brick-and-mortar retails. For an organization to develop a viable competitive strategy, its leaders take into account the nature of the industry and how the 5 competitive forces play out. They also consider the factors affecting those forces and how they are changing.